What's up, guys? So today we have a really special video. Today we're going to take a break of the truck and we're actually going to be working on something completely different. So my dad has had this old trailer sitting in our tennis court for a little while. Yes, this is a tennis court. No, we don't play tennis, and no, it's not going to be used for a tennis court probably ever again, but it is technically a tennis court. Anyway, let's move on. Here's the trailer. We now have it inside. I've already taken the liberty of power washing the trailer. But this is the old trailer that he's had for a long time. It's a 1987 trailer. Not sure when he got it. I think it was sometime in the 1990 or maybe even 1989. He got it when it was 2 or 3 years old. So this trailer is really old. It's older than myself. So we're gonna give it a really nice kind of restoration, just a light restoration. I was going to originally say that we were gonna like completely overhaul this trailer, but we're not gonna do that because pandemic stuff and money's a little tight, so we're just gonna try to work with what we've got, and luckily it's in actually pretty good shape considering it's sat outside for 20 years. But we're gonna go ahead and fix it up. First thing I want to point out is, to those of you who don't believe in penetrating oil, this was, I'm not even kidding, this, you couldn't even move this. And I did 2 rounds of penetrating oil, and now that moves, it totally comes apart. Like, it's totally free. So that's all WD-40. Okay, no, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so, you know, let's just get that out there right now. But it's all WD-40. Worked like a charm. Excellent stuff. So that's all you need to do that, hopefully to save you a little bit of money. But today we're going to be cleaning up a lot of this rust. We're going to be rewiring this trailer for sure. Very similar to the last video you guys just saw us do, the Putco blade installation. That is going to be very similar to what we're doing here. It's just we're actually just wiring up a trailer. So this is it's not going to be too hard. At least I don't foresee it being too hard. But that's the first thing we're going to do. And then we're going to do some sanding. We're going to sand down a lot of these panels, and then fingers crossed, I don't think it's going to happen today, but fingers crossed, we might get to painting this. So let's get to it. So guys, after looking underneath here, it turns out that it's still a really good shape. We're actually going to do it with this deck left on. The reason why we're going to leave the deck on for this is because the deck is going to be basically impossible to get off, and additionally, this deck's actually in decent shape, but if we do end up taking it off, I'd want to replace it anyway. So I just kind of want to leave it on here, and like I said, we're kind of just doing a little bit of a hodgepodge job for this. Alright guys, so we're ready to do step 2, or the next step in our trailer prep process for our little mini restoration here. So what we're doing is we're going to restore the deck. So this deck, like I said, I already sanded this down, not a ton, because obviously there's still a little bit of paint on it, but we're going to go ahead and restore this. So the way we're going to restore it is we're actually going to be using Car Bondo. This was actually recommended by my dad to use this. I don't know if you're going to tear me apart in the comment section for it or not, but we're going to see how it works, and we're going to see how it goes, and we're going to try to fill in some of these holes. So like this guy here, about like this half of football here, these sections being this hole here, and then these holes here. So we're going to try and patch those up with using Bondo. What's up, guys? So update here. So we've officially gotten all the Bondo thrown onto the deck. We also tried a different product called Tiger Hair. It's a fiberglass and resin mixture that you add hardener to. We're hoping that it works. The can that we had was probably about 15 years old, so there's a good chance that this is not going to work, but we figured we'd give it a try, and if it doesn't work, we might just go to the auto parts store and get some more, so who knows. But so far, we're pretty happy with the results that we've been getting. We're now getting ready to do the paints. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some primer over some areas that aren't that sensitive to letting this dry. We're going to get a head start on that, and we're going to put some primer on this, get it all primed and ready to go, and then we're going to go ahead and paint it. Once we're done with that, probably just going to let this one sit overnight, and then tomorrow we'll pick it up again, and we will be spraying whatever else we need to with primer, and then we're going to go ahead and sand the deck down. Hopefully that sticks. If it doesn't, whatever. The rest of it, the Bondo, we'll sand down, and we'll figure it out then. Guys, so this has got to be what now? Week 2 on this?
Yeah, week 2, day 4, I think.
Yeah, basically, Kevin and I have been extremely busy, and we haven't had much time to work on this for this past week. But overall, this process has taken us, what, about 4 days?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so we're probably going to have one more day in this, but today we're going to be doing the wiring. So this section is all about the wiring of the trailer. So we have it all lined up here. I have it pretty much all laid out. One pro tip that I'm doing is I have the trailer flipped over, so I labeled the sides to remember which one is which, so we don't have a problem later, because I know that that's something that I would do. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the existing wire, which fortunately we still have one left running through it. And we're going to take this existing wire, we're going to tie the other wire onto that one, and or tape it, and we're just going to run it right through here, and that'll make that super easy. And then we're just going to thread our wires, wire it on up, and then it's going to look fantastic.
Alright, so all we're doing here is getting the lights ready to be soldered to the rest of the wiring that's going to be in the trailer. We started with a piece of heat shrink on each wire, and then we ended up putting a third piece to cover both of the wires. we were a little paranoid about water and keeping everything waterproof. We wanted to make sure that there were going to be nice solid joints and connections that were going to last forever. After that, it was just a little bit of soldering and getting everything all wired up. While we have you here, since it's been a while since we've posted, Wyatt and I have been busy with different certifications and just busy life events for both of us, and it's been a while since we've posted, but we have a lot of videos that we filmed in 2020 and a lot of content we really wanted to get out there, but just weren't able to. So rest assured that we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be here. It's just taking us a little while to actually get everything together.
I see that the side lights are lighting up.
Yeah, we got the side lights, and we got the left brake light.
Not the right.
Yeah, the right is not illuminated.
For the brakes.
Yeah. Again, left is working. The right is not.
So we realized that we were just total buffoons because we had painted over all the bare metal, meaning that there was no longer any ground source for the lights to actually function. So we realized our mistake, tripped off a bit of the paint, had a nice bare spot, and the lights worked perfectly after that.
I don't have enough tilt. Okay. Yeah, just slide the jacks out of the way, and then you're gonna have to keep pressure on it because I can't offset it. Ready?
Nope. Alright.
Okay, here we go.
Lower it. Alright.
Here we go.
Yep. Lift it.
Alright, hang on. Just hold it steady.
Yep.
Okay. Now you're gonna be, we'll lower it together, right?
Alright.
Okay. Here we go. Watch the flag. Alright. Oh, I guess that was all the shit.
Yep.
How you doing? You okay?
Yep, you good.
Alright, we're on the wheels.
Alright.
Okay. Now lower down.
Alright. Well. Alright.
Well guys, that does it for this video. I hope you like the end product. This is what it looked like. This is what it came out to be. We had very little difficulty with it. This was a very easy restoration of a trailer. Really easy if you want to do this on your own. I recommend it. It took us about a week and a half to do it, working on it. How many hours, Kevin?
Oh, I'd say probably in the realm of like 16 to 20, and a lot of that was us just hanging out, BSing.
Yeah, so I mean, it really didn't take us too long to do this. The most tedious part, of course, is in the painting. The painting is very tedious because you have to wait for one coat to dry, and then you have to wait for another coat, and then you have to paint it. But it's easy. It's the easiest part, just the most time consuming for sure. The only other issue that we really had with it was in the taillights, believe it or not. And this one was the culprit. Our taillights, when we painted over this piece of metal here that the taillight actually mounts to, we painted where the threads go in, or where the studs come out. And if you paint in there, it's fine, but just know that you have to have at least some bare metal still showing, because those studs act as the ground for the trailer light. Okay, at least in this instance it did. Maybe your trailer light is different, or you can wire it up differently, but in our case we actually had to take a file and file down into these holes. So we got bare metal exposed, and then we were actually able to get the trailer to work. Otherwise, we went with the white and red color scheme. I really liked the white idea. You don't see it very often, probably because it gets dirty, but I really wanted something that would stand out and look a lot different from every other trailer that you see is black with just the regular floorboards on it. So the only other issues that we really had was patching up the deck. The deck actually came out really nice. We used a little bit of Bondo and with tiger hair is what it's called, or fiberglass Bondo, I think is another term for it. But basically it's pre-mixed fiberglass, and you can just go ahead and patch it into there, and it works really well. So ultimately this came out really nice. We were able to restore the deck that it had in it, and we didn't have to sit here and drill out screws. So because that would have been awful. But other than that, I'm really happy. The only thing we replaced on the trailer besides the wiring and taillights and the lights was the ramp. We ultimately had to replace that one because the old one, which is sitting right over there, ended up becoming a home for a bunch of ants. So we could not use that one anymore. But other than that, we were able to save about 95% of what we had originally. The only thing that's still the original color on this trailer is the gooseneck end right here, the actual hitch part. I did this because I wanted to actually be able to read this section. You can barely read it here. I wasn't able to get that corrosion off, but I was able to get all the paint and everything off of here so we can actually read this section. So I clear coated over this. I clear coated over this entire thing. This had primer on it. Another thing I was really impressed with, guys, if you don't believe in the WD-40 freeing stuff up thing, or if you don't think penetrating oils work, this was frozen stuck like this, and now I have full mobility of that, and that was only done with WD-40. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but that was only done by WD-40, and it turned out really nice. So overall, very happy with this project. If you ever need to do this yourself, you totally can do it. That's going to wrap it up for today, guys. If you like this, throw us a like, a subscribe, and leave us any comments if you have any. Until next time, see you later.